All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. What is good? What is good? What is good? Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you know who I am, the good doc, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with probably one of the more interesting topics in this particular live stream that I could ever possibly share with any of you guys. Again, the official time check is 9:05 in the PM, Eastern Standard Time. 8:05 in the PM Central Time, which makes it about 6:05 in the PM for everybody repping that West Coast. And of course, 9:06 in the AM Philippine Standard Time. Wherever you are reporting in the world today, maraming salamat sa lahat. Thank you guys for joining the Good Doc in this venture. And again, this one may be one of the more direct topics that I'll ever put together, but nonetheless, it must be done. Without further ado, whether we like it or not, we still have to rip this one off like a band-aid. So, first things first, before we get into it, you guys already know, likes up, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Definitely make sure you check out ebooks, everything listed in the links in the description area below. And also, if you want to support the channel, please feel free to do so. But of course, the Good Doc is happy that you come through, spend just a little bit of time with him today. Ngayon din. Now, first things first, I got to give a shout out to Gio in the Philippines. Thank him for having the interview with me the other day. And there was something in particular in that live stream that we had together the other day that kind of had inspiration behind this particular topic. But first things first, I have to give credit where credit is due. My man Eddie Jackson sent me an email probably a couple weeks ago, a week or so, requesting that I talk about hypergamy in the Philippines. He wanted me to talk about hypergamy on the premise of whether it is real or fake. But I decided to just go ahead and bypass asking the question and going straight to the topic of let's talk about hypergamy and its existence in the Philippines. I repeat, let's talk about hypergamy and its existence in the Philippines. Gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about today. I'm going to go ahead and get my dialogue out the way, and then we're definitely going to go to the chat, and I'm definitely going to be here to listen to what you guys have to say. So just let me get my thoughts out real quick because there's quite a few talking points I want to hit on. After that, we'll go ahead and knock it out. So again, shout out to my man Eddie Jackson for the video request, and also to my guest Gio in the Philippines from the other day. Now, for those of you who may not know the definition of hypergamy, I have to, even though I'm pretty sure I cater to an intellectual crowd, I definitely want to make sure that I give you the definition of what hypergamy is. It is the action of marrying a person of a superior caste or class. By superior caste, that is CASTE, or class. Or the other definition I like to use, hypergamy is the term social scientists use to refer to the phenomenon of women prioritizing wealth or social status in mate selection. One more time. A term that refers to the phenomenon of women prioritizing wealth or social status in mate selection. All right. Now, when there was a question that was asked in the live stream last night, and that particular question was, if money is not the defining factor, then how come Filipinas will not just date their own men? One more time. If money is not the defining factor, then how come Filipinas will not just date their own men? And I'm gonna give a general synopsis of what Gio's answers were. I'm not gonna say exactly what it was verbatim, but it was definitely good inspiration for this particular video. The response ended with, "We cannot blame Filipinas for wanting to marry up. It is no different than an American woman or a westernized woman wanting to date the doctors or the lawyers, in reference to the security that they could and should be able to provide for the woman." You understand? So the difference between Filipinas wanting to marry up or any woman in the United States wanting to marry up, there is no big difference. It's all about, what is more important to them in reference to social status and security, etc. And I saw a funny meme today that kind of actually made this put it into a perspective that I actually respected. It said, it talked about sexuality in men and women, okay? And if you agree or disagree with that, I need to know 100%. It said that from the man mindset, one guy is likely to be attracted to 4 different women. But on the other hand, for women, 4 women may be attracted to one guy. One more time. One guy attracted to 4 women, but from the women's mind state, 4 women may actually be attracted to just one guy. And I think that is very relevant to how hypergamy works in its existence in the Philippines and also in its existence in the world. To me, it touches on so many different levels because we could say that as Americans or first world foreigners, whether we are broke or not, we are seen as better dating options based on opportunity. One more time. Foreigners coming into the Philippines are likely to be perceived as better dating options because of the opportunities that could come with being with a foreigner. I want you guys to note that. And I will even reference a video that I saw from Jeff Lee Brown. You guys know him. And in this particular video, he was interviewing one of the girls that is in his video. And he asked a similar question to this. It may not have been worded based on hypergamy, but the way that she responded, she said, Americans are seen as being able to provide a better life for the Filipino. So it's always going to be opportunity first, but love could potentially come later. Again, it'll probably be perceived as opportunity first, but it could eventually develop into love a little bit later on. Now, again, these are just particular talking points as it refers to hypergamy in the Philippines. I got a couple of more, and then we'll go ahead and discuss this as a group, okay? With that being said, I must also say myself that we cannot overlook the fact that the Philippines dating market for Filipinas is limited in options. I want you to understand that the dating options that Filipinos have are very limited in their own home country, especially as it pertains to their own men, local Filipino men. Some of the local men don't have any interest in dating certain Filipinas, so that basically eliminates half of them. Whatever their specific dating criteria is, it basically eliminates probably about half of them from the dating market in reference to local guys. And then on top of that, I must say it without saying it, but others have no interest in dating Filipinas at all. And I think you guys know what I mean by that. I will not repeat that. Again, the way that I see it is if the same rules apply that 4 women are all attracted to the same guy, it's no wonder why we see a lot of these women ending up as single mothers or having to deal with the quote unquote other woman. You understand? If a woman's ideology is you'll find 4 women attracted to one guy, all trying to vie for that one guy's attention, there's no wonder why we see a lot of single mother activity in the Philippines. We see that in other cultures as well, where we already know. But it also talks about while there's always competition in dealing with the other women type situations. As a man, it does seem that hypergamy does benefit us. Okay, let's be honest. As a man, it does seem that hypergamy does prove to have some benefits, but only if we present ourselves as viable candidates or viable dating options. In the Philippines, that may not be seen as hard as people think, but we still have to come to the table with something. Even though it may not be as hard for us in the Philippines to be presented as viable dating options, we definitely have to make sure that us as foreigners come to the table with something. We can't just come with nothing. All right. Even if that's something, and I know this may touch some nerves, I know this may piss some people off, but even if that something is just your DNA to create a half-formed baby, I think for the most part, we could say that some foreigners don't have to work as hard as others. Again, even if the only thing that you bring to the table is your DNA to create a half-formed baby, I think some of us have better better or higher potential opportunities than your average, okay? Some don't have to work as hard, especially when, if all else fails, a Filipino will be complacent with just carrying a child with half blood, all right? So again, I'm talking about dating options in the Philippines. even if the only thing you bring to the table is potential for that lady to have a half breed baby. I think she'll be complacent with that. Basically, if you're broke, you have nothing, but you give her that. Some of them may be okay with that. And because it will bring them status in their barangay or wherever they're living, having this half breed child gives them a lot of attention as well. We know about that. We've talked about that. Now, again, I'm just talking about the talking points here. I know it's a lot, it's a mouthful, but you guys got to work with me. And everything that I'm saying right now, take note of it. Definitely leave it in the chat and I will address it. As I keep thinking about this, I feel as if this is not just a Filipina thing, of course, but it's more or less a woman thing. Every place and every person has their own motivations. All right. So, yeah, you may hear about it or may think of it as a bad thing, but ultimately, this is more of a woman thing. So, don't just look at it as specifically a Filipina thing because I cater to the Philippines genre community type. I kind of created something that was based or, directed solely towards, the Filipina atmosphere. I do believe that, like I said, every place and every person has their own motivations. For Filipinos, what I've noticed is some want something as simple as a house or something that is materialistic, while others want help in starting a business, etc., helping out the family, whatever it may be. So everybody's general interest in why they choose to be with a foreigner is different. I will say that. All right. But I do have to say this out loud, and I'm going to end it with this. I'm done. I do have to say this out loud, and I may be playing devil's advocate, but I feel that this hypergamy shit does not apply to all situations and all relationships at all. Again, whether you want to believe it or not, I may have said a lot of things about how you can connect hypergamy in the Philippines and its existence. But if I have to say it to myself out loud and I have to say it for everybody to hear what I'm saying, I do not believe that the same rules apply in every situation. I'm never going to sit there and believe or accept the fact that a Filipina that I'm with personally is just in it for the money, in it for the opportunity. And if she likes me in the long run, maybe, just maybe she'll fall in love with me. I'm not one that's going to go out on a limb and believe that. All right. So I know I touched on a lot of different things that I wanted to get into the atmosphere. I wanted to put that energy out there. Thank you guys for listening to me have this conversation with you guys. Now, you guys know what time it is. Time to hit that chat, guys. I see we got 21 watching. I can't tell you how many likes I got right now because I can't see it. But I thank you guys for listening to me talk it through. Shout out to my man, Anthony Avery. Much love to you. He said, I already got my like in and I'm just waiting on the show. Doc is here to deliver. No doubt. My man, Anthony says, hey, Doc, quick question. Boy, I'm taglish, bruh. I do taglish. I'm not good at Basayan or anything like that, but I'll do taglish. I'll mix a whole bunch of Tagalog words and American words, all right? But shout out to you. My man, Mr. Wonderful, what's good with your family? John Chance, I see you in the building. What's good? MD, my boy Dewan Marquis is gonna be good, and I've hit the talking points, and I do believe that if we look at hypergamy and its existence in the Philippines, we can't overlook the fact that it is here. Like I said, it may be a hard pill to swallow for most foreigners, including myself, but we can't sit there and act as if some women don't look at us as anything more than marrying up or trading up or we are the newer model. You understand? We have to accept the fact that this does exist. And I feel that once we do accept it, I feel like what more? I mean, once you're already accepted and you're prepared for it, it's kind of like what more can happen. Now, I do agree that a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, damn, Mike, you're just proving everybody's point about this, that, and the other," but not necessarily. I wanted to hit the talking points, and then after I touched on the talking points, like I said at the end, I am just not a believer that every situation that deals with foreigners and Filipinos are going to be labeled and or connected to the simple fact that she's with you because of the opportunity. You understand? I'll never believe that. All right. And again, there are some people who can't get over the fact and they just want to use that as their crutch to keep themselves in line, I guess. But I'm not the one to sit there and say that I'm 100% all in on that. I'm just talking about it through experience, talking about from what I've heard from other women, not necessarily every Filipina that we know, but I've heard understandings or different expectations from expectations from other Filipinas that they may have said in other videos and stuff like that. So my man Chaz in the building. Charlie, I see you, bro. Terry Edwards was good with you. My boy Black Torch, appreciate you coming through. My man MD says, which high school did you go to in Davao City? Oh no, I didn't go to high school in Davao City. I only did college. After I graduated high school, that's when I moved to Davao City. But should I had going to high school in Davao City, it probably would have been Ateneo because that's probably like the best high school in the area. My man Black Torch, 100%, man. Where there are women, there is going to be hypergamy all the time. Cannot deny that. My man Jedi says, "Yep, there is always money involved, especially when the man is considerably older and better off than the lady." So, if we talk about age gaps and age differences, you can probably look at particular situations like that as she may be in it for the money only. But again, you can't judge every book by its cover. We cannot be the foreigner on the outside looking in saying, well, she's only with that guy because of what he can do for her. You can love a person with money. I mean, we can't overlook the fact that that's impossible. We can't sit there and act like that's just highly impossible or highly unlikely. Filipinos are definitely a loving culture and loving women. I mean, they do love, man. All the love songs that they play in that country, man. Are you gonna honestly sit there and tell me that, some of these women don't want, quote unquote, I hate to say this, but the fairy tale ending. I don't believe in fairy tales, but we can't act like these Filipinos don't want that either. I mean, so again, there's a lot to take into consideration. Again, with hypergamy in the Philippines, there's a lot to digest. There's a lot of different talking points to hit on. Broke foreigner, rich foreigner. Okay, if you can't give me money or you can't give me anything, hell, I'll just take your DNA to present this half foreign child. Again, some people may not accept that. Some people may be like, damn, that sounds harsh. It sounds like a harsh talking point over Filipinas, but you have to understand that there are some, not all, that are perfectly okay with that because they know that it will elevate their status in their barangay or their living area when they come out with this half-born child. I mean, I don't know exactly what happens when the young lady has to answer the question about where the daddy's at. If the daddy's not around, that's definitely something of an interesting talking point. But again, I'm just here to bring the talking points to the table and definitely interested to hear what you guys got to say. But shout out to my boy Jedi. I see you, and I appreciate y'all coming through. 25 watching. Go ahead and take care of those likes for me. My man MD says that's women 101 that exists everywhere. Touche. Again, this is not a Philippine thing or a Filipina thing, of course. This is a woman thing, right? I wanted to make sure that I made that abundantly clear. My man Jared is cool. What's going on? He says if they are single mothers, they will never be taken seriously. In relationship statuses, that is likely to be possible. But again, here's the situation. You say that they'll never be taken seriously, but at the end of the day, we have foreigners who date and marry single mothers all the time. So again, somebody, maybe not you or me, or maybe not anybody else in the chat, but somebody is taking them serious enough to lock them down into relationships. Again, I do believe that single mothers put forth an additional extra effort to get and keep their foreigners. I will say that. You could disagree or agree, but I've noticed over time that Filipinos who already come with quote unquote extra baggage to the relationship, they definitely do their part to make sure that they play their part. And they try not to get out of line, and they definitely do what they can to keep the foreigner satisfied because they know that at the end of the day, he could leave her tomorrow and she doesn't want to be left in any bad situation like that. So, you know, something to think about, some food for thought. My boy Jedi says correct, but more so in the Philippines and third world countries. This happens. Most women in the West now have their own salaries equal to men, and men have higher salaries than their partners. Again, when it comes to the Western world, more or less marrying up is like marrying doctors and lawyers and looking for, a step up in their particular, area of business. You feel me? So definitely something to take into consideration. Some food to digest, man. Black Torch. We're not talking about half. We're talking about half breeds, man. I know I'm being funny, but if you're being funnier, that's funny. When I say half breeds, that means Filipinos who will mate with some foreign guys in order to produce a child that is half Filipino and half foreign. All right. That's what I mean when I say half breeds or creating stuff like that. Some women are willing to accept that as their status symbol in the community. Yeah, look at me and my child. My child is, half white because that's probably what they'll go for mostly. I'm not gonna act like that's not non-existent. I'm not stupid, but look at my child. My child is beautiful. My child has this foreign blood in him and or him or her, and my child is beautiful. You understand? And that's that exotic rarity that exists in the Philippines. You guys know Philippines is definitely one big melting pot. So you get a lot of that half and half, like an Arnold Palmer, like the drink, the half and half. You get a lot of that in probably areas like Subic Bay and Angeles City. Somebody once told me that they see a lot of half like African or half Nigerian and Filipino, more so in Angeles City, but in like Subic, you see a lot of half white and half Filipina mixes. Somebody tell me if I'm right or wrong on that one. I appreciate you guys coming through and showing love to the good doc. Definitely get the likes up on the video. I'm going to read more comments. JC Travels, I appreciate you, my G. He says, hey, Doc, I'm coming to Cebu on October 4th. Man, I'm trying to catch up with you, my dude. He said, how can I get in contact with you? My email, man. Let me give you my email. You guys know how to email me, but, definitely hit me up in the email. And like I said, I'll give you, so whenever you come through, if I'm around in the area, definitely hit me up. But I appreciate the support, my friend. I appreciate the support. Fellow traveler said text him. Hey, even on Facebook Messenger, you guys know I'm very, very easy to find. All right. But let me get back to the topic. I'm sorry. I do get off task a little bit. I definitely know how to talk it up a little bit. So my apologies on that. Jedi, they are not all like that. But I can definitely see how a lot of people draw that particular conclusion, especially as we refer to hypergamy in the Philippines and how the existence of it definitely seems to make it harder on foreigners to find good women. That's what they want you to believe. But I'm here to tell you through experience, you can find a good one. Okay. That's just 100 for me. I'm not going to sit there and play this game with anybody. I'm not going to sit there and, agree with the narrative on all fronts. I got to play devil's advocate. And this is all through experience, man. This is all through experience. Excuse me. Let me get back to it. But yeah, Jared, you were talking about the single mothers. I do believe some guys take them seriously for sure. John Brown, was good with your family. Appreciate you coming through. Fellow traveler, I see you in the building. Appreciate you. The summer heat is up, and we about to make it a little bit hotter here on the Dr. Mike TV channel, man. My man Pedro's in the building. Much love to you, my friend. You guys are talking to each other. My man MD says it was an off-topic question, Doc. He said my wife was just curious. I forgot the question, man. Did I address the question? I'm sorry, B. Oh yeah. Oh, but high school? Yeah, man. Don't worry about it. I'm good. My man John Bryan says I hear conversations at work when many make low money, they look for someone stable. When many make high money, they want a man with more than $1 million. In fact, I hear it often. But you know what? here's something that intrigues the hell out of me, okay, guys? And I'm just gonna put this out there in the atmosphere. I want to know exactly what you guys feel about this. We often talk about, pay wages, pay gaps, and the whole nine, what women make in reference to what women make. All right. And John, you said when they make low money, they're looking for a person that's stable. But when they make high money, they want to date somebody that makes higher money than him. I'm not going to say that I disagree with that. But what I will say, or what I will like to ask, is we do have women who are finding it harder to find these men who are in the upper echelon or the 1%. So I have heard, and I have seen personally, women who do settle for guys that don't make more money than them. Matter of fact, I've heard of a lot of women, whether a lot of us want to agree or disagree or believe it or not, I've heard of a lot of women who actually accept the fact that man may just be a stay-at-home dad because they're making enough money. And I do believe that overall, if they can't find a man who makes more money than them, they just want a man, period. And I've noticed that. I just think that women in general just don't want to be alone. And because they don't want to be alone, they're willing to accept dating a lot of like men that don't equate to them on, career status and things like that. But again, I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys have to say about that one, huh? But that's what it is. But John Bryan, I'm not disagreeing with what you say, family, and I'm pretty sure you do hear that often. I try my best to avoid all that stuff, but sometimes you can't avoid the chit chat and the conversation because women just love to talk. Beautiful thing about women, whether you like it or not, they love to talk, ladies and gentlemen. And if you listen long enough, you may pinpoint and pick out something that you may be able to utilize to your advantage. So make sure you take a note of that one. My man John. Okay, John, you say you'll be in Manila in about a month or two, man. Just let me know, man. I'm not hard to find. My boy Big Brother in the building. What's going on? He says some research this month suggested that most American women hope to marry, but current shortages of marriageable men or men with stable jobs and good income make it increasingly more difficult. Like I said before, man, I think that's why they end up settling. If they make enough money for both of them, I think that a woman will settle. Now, again, that is the complete opposite towards the Philippines, guys. You guys understand? In the Philippines, that is the complete opposite. It's very rare that you find a woman that would ever make more money than you. I mean, damn. I mean, in hindsight, if she's going to make more money than you, that'll probably only be if you are able to get her to the United States to get a job being a nurse or whatever medical degree the woman you should be dating has. You understand? So, definitely something to take into consideration. But oh yes, there is probably a small market for men that are even willing to marry at all. You talk about MGTOW and the whole nine, that also plays a role. There's so many variables that make it difficult for women to find marriageable men, like you said, the stable jobs and good income. A lot of us don't want to get married to American women or whatever it may be. There's too many variables that are making it harder. And, we talked about the Me Too movement. I'm not going that far, but, there have been talks about how that's really making the dating market for women in general extremely difficult. So, because of all of these variables, where the hypergamy may exist, especially in the Philippines and other areas, but I kind of feel like there's going to be a reverse role in this coming soon. You understand? I kind of feel it. Don't quote me on it, but I feel it coming soon, man. I feel like down the line, very soon, it's going to be guys looking to marry up with women. And I'm not putting women in the superior high position. I'm just saying if a dude could be with a chick that makes more money than him and he ain't got to put in work like that, shit, tell me what man would not enjoy those luxuries. You have a lot of those guys out there right now. They're just playing the market low key. And sometimes that does also include dating uh, older women and being the younger foreigner or the younger man in the situation. My man Jedi, definitely, man. Plenty of good single mothers and plenty of total, yes, BS, best way to put it. They are single that have no kids. It's all about the women. We can't judge a book by its cover. 100%. Never judge a book by its cover. Again, we're talking about hypergamy and its existence in the Philippines, but I will put my hand on the stack of Bibles and share with you a belief that I do not agree with it applying to all women. Again, I don't generalize. I say a lot of generalization things because it's funny, but this one I can't generalize because then again, I would have to literally the exact same thing, and I just can't say that because Doc is broke. I mean, Doc is so broke. I'm so broke that I make broke. I mean, what is below broke? That's what I want to ask. What is below broke? That's where I'm at. That's my status right now. So, you know, in certain situations, if your woman goes stick it out with you during what is known as the lean times, then you definitely have to look at it being okay. She's got to be with me for more than just you know money. Because if you ain't got it and you're not throwing it around and you're telling your woman no to the things that she wants, but her ass is still here, there's got to be something more to that. Because I'm telling you, tell me what Filipino would still be around with a foreigner if that foreigner is continuously telling her no to the things that she wants. Be like, damn well we can't get that right now. What you playing for? If you're basically rejecting her and she still happens to be around, for what purpose? You understand? So I mean, I just kind of look at the little things and take it into consideration. But again, every situation is different. You cannot generalize in this particular topic, especially with this particular topic. Generalization cannot be utilized, man. Cannot be utilized at all. So my man John Bryan says, what also makes it difficult is when men are aware of how they got screwed in divorce. That's true. Nobody wants to be screwed over in the divorce system. So marrying in the United States or marrying in probably many Western worlds is not a viable option at all. Nobody wants that. I've heard stories. You guys have told me some straight up JC travels. Yeah, I did. JC, and you know what? YouTube's gonna take about half of it, so I probably got about $5. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. But YouTube go get they cut though first. They ain't gonna just give it all to me. But again, yeah, my 9.99 gonna go a long way. That might buy me a fifth if I'm lucky, and that is if I get all of it. But they gonna take that from me too. They don't want to give it all to me. But yeah, man, being screwed over in the divorce system doesn't make it easy at all. You know, I can't come across a guy that I've met since I've been doing YouTube that has told me, man, I don't mind marrying another, American woman or another Western woman. I don't mind it. I've never met a guy who has ever said that. So, getting screwed over definitely plays a major part in why a lot of guys aren't marriageable material because they're not available marriageable material. Make sense? They're just not available. They're overseas where they want to be. My man John Chan says opportunity is when women use their heads first in choosing the right mate based on his ability to be a good provider. Love comes later means putting your heart into it after finding the right mate. And I do agree with that. I think that's a pretty good analogy, my friend. He says you got to use common sense. He says nothing that no foreigner would not want for his daughter. Isn't that what we tell our kids? Yes, we all want our children. We all want for ourselves what we could not. We all want for our children what we could not have for ourselves. So if we have made dating mistakes, we definitely don't want them to go through what we've been through. So we try to teach them the best ways of choosing a proper mate. So yeah, you want everybody to use common sense. And, you bring up a good point, bringing in, family members, daughters, cousins into the situation. You never want that to happen to a family member. So definitely noted, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, when I'm in the Philippines, you guys definitely text me. But again, I'll give you my number whenever I'm available to give it because, I've just been busy lately. And I know somebody's going to be pissed off at me. Shout out to my boy, The Observer. I know he's been in the Philippines, and if he's listening, I feel you, bro, because I did not reach out to him. I'll say it out loud. That was my fault. I've been extremely busy. I didn't get a chance to link up with him. I'm not sure if he's still around, but I definitely got to hit him up. So that was my bad. Because he was telling me, Doc, you acting like you trying to avoid me or something, man. What's good? I don't want nobody to get in their feelings to get sensitive because Doc hasn't been able to reach out to him. I've just been busy. But back to the topic. I see my boy World Traveler. What's good with your family? Jedi, you've talked about your divorce in the Philippines I'm sorry, your divorce in the US and how it got messy. You did tell me about that. And again, hearing these stories basically puts me in a position to never want to marry there as well. It kind of, it puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Our government is anti-family. Well, again, divorce lawyers wouldn't make money if divorce didn't exist. Tell me I'm wrong. If divorce didn't exist, then there would be some people out of business. You got to make sure you take that into consideration as well. Mediators, everybody's getting a chunk of your change. Even if you don't have assets to really split up, you still got to pay somebody, and that's a tough pill to swallow. Tough pill to swallow as well. I said we got 33 in the building. I appreciate all 33 of y'all coming through. Make sure y'all show the good doc some love. Definitely make sure you caress, molest, and de-stress that like button. I appreciate it. I see we got 21 likes. I can fucks with that. I appreciate that. All right. Just making sure I'm coming through loud and clear, making sure my mic is good. Any problems, let me know. My man Black Torch, man, he says, how about university women? Are they better quality? Yes, I do believe that they are better quality, but if you take it into consideration from the good and the bad side, what I will say is that, they're once they graduate from whatever degree that they earned, you got to think, damn, okay, I'm ready to go now. Like, okay, I want to be with this foreigner so that I could possibly get to where he's going so that I could utilize the degree in which I earned and, et cetera, move the bar, for myself and my family. So, you definitely have to look at everything in reference to the women that you choose to date. But, again, I do believe I would not say that if you're comparing university women to women who did not graduate from universities, I would not say, oh, they're a better quality of this, that, and the other, because then again, that's putting down, women that may not have had the opportunity to go to college, even if they wanted to. So I don't want it to seem that way. But definitely they're able to put in some work for you. You feel me? They're able to put in work and be able to be a partner with you instead of you always taking care of them. They could do, work for themselves. Shout out to my boy Jared. What's good? He said I meant the Filipino guys. You won't take the single mother serious. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Jared. I'm mistaken now. Okay, so you weren't talking about foreigners. You were saying the Filipino guys don't take single mothers seriously. Yes, no doubt. If you already have a kid, you're tainted to them. They won't even mess with you. Doesn't matter how pretty you are. They really stray away from that for sure. Or at least if they do, it's just to hook up with you and nothing more. My man fellow traveler says university ladies are one of the high qualities, but you do need game. Yeah, you're not gonna fall into a relationship with a woman like that without being able to bring something to the table. And I mean, you have to bring something, not just your charming good looks, my friend. You got to be able to do a little bit more, because what are you going to be able to do for her that she can't do for herself if she's got a or she's if she's working towards a degree, if she's putting herself in a position to make herself competitive in her respective market. Okay, you bring her to the United States, but you still have to get her there first. So you bring her to your country, you still got to get her there first. My man John says many American university ladies are westernized also. Yeah, to an extent. I'm not gonna overlook that. That's also it's definitely something to take into consideration. My man Black Torch says game. He said, please explain. I'll be attending school there. Black Torch, reach out to me and email, because that's definitely a topic of conversation that I can't really get into detail here, because I would be on that topic for a long, long time. I can tell you all of the things that I've done, but that will take too long and that'll take away from the topic. Again, we're talking about hypergamy and its existence in the Philippines. Whether we want to accept it or not may be a hard pill for many of us to swallow, but we have to look at it, accept it for what it is, move forward, figure out how we can recognize it in our own relationships before things get bad, and figure out how to make it work for you. Figure out how to make it work to your advantage. My man World Traveler, man. I know I shouted out my boy BGC Mike. If I didn't, that's my G right there. Shout out to World Traveler, man. He says, get a woman that is your status. I mean, professional women that don't need you financially. I do it in the Philippines all the time. If you can't, you need to work on your game. Mike, that's funny. And trust me, I've seen the women that he talks to. I'm not getting into that. That's a dangerous game to play with Mike, and I'm not gonna do it. World Traveler, I can't. I bow down, my G. I bow down. I bow down, man. You gotta bend the knee to the king, my G. Doc does his own thing, man. But I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna have to leave that one be. My man John Chen says women in the US are now working for men who have six-figure incomes. Touche. I mean, everybody's got to get paid somehow, so make it happen, Cap. Uh World Traveler says, "Dog below broke is poor." Okay, so I'm my man said low broke. Jedi, I'm gonna go with low broke. What's below broke? Low broke, lower broke. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna deal with that. But again, guys, definitely interested to hear your opinions on today's topic: hypergamy and its existence in the Philippines. I'm carrying the channel tonight, carrying the heavy load, so I apologize if it seems like I'm talking too much. I've had a lot of people hit me up, say, "Doc, you talk too much, man," and I'm cool with that. And I have to understand I got to adjust that one for myself a little bit down the line. All right. I got to adjust myself down the line when I'm having interview partners and stuff. I'm going to have to let them do a lot of the talking too. But facts. Yes. What's lower than broke? Low broke. I'm going to use that shit. That's what it is. Jedi, you nailed it, my G. For sure. Frederick Mason from the great state of North Carolina. I appreciate you coming through. I see we got 40 in the building. That's a pretty decent number. Definitely make sure y'all Like, man, make sure I hit the like button. Damn, my numbers aren't changing on my YouTube, and I don't know why. So I don't know what the like to dislike counter is. So somebody has to hook me up with that. I don't know what my like to dislikes is. Let me know. Black Torch, you want to study genetics? I'm not sure if the Philippines is the place for studying genetics, though. If you want to know the truth, I'm not sure if that's a field of study that is offered. Now, again, I'm only speaking from the universities that I'm familiar with as far as the study of genetics. I think something that they have that's close to that is like biology or bio. So you might have to go that route. Not sure. My boy Akeem James in the building. What's good? JC Travels, yeah, bro. I know you hit me up with 9.99, but you two gonna take half that. Facts. Uh, let's see what's good. For sure. Shout out to my boy Mr. Smith, man. Much love to you, my G. Um, my man John Bryan says he recommends that you check out the clubs that are on campus and joining one of your interests. You will have fun with that club and meet people. If you are going to a university, if you are going to a university in the Philippines, it is good to join the clubs. If you really want to meet girls and really want to meet classmates or people that are not in your particular class, definitely make sure that you join these clubs, man. Get yourself out there, man. People are dying to meet you as a foreigner. Let's be real. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and act like they all want to be with you, because that's a lie. But they're definitely interested in you. Like, okay, what can he bring to the table? He's a foreigner, maybe he has good ideas. So once you go in there and you flex a little bit, show them that you know what you're talking about, I'm telling you, man, you'll be in there like booty hair. That's my favorite line to say. So, definitely do that. My man MD says marrying American women is a waste of time. Okay, I'm gonna take your word for that one, man. My man John Bryan says it sucks that you gotta watch out for American Filipinas telling Filipinas their divorce rights. I don't tell them how they can screw over their wives. That's funny. Well, we touched on that a lot of bits in the Americanized Filipinas are probably the worst women in the world or the most dangerous women in the world. That particular live stream, we definitely touched on that one a lot. I said, man, there's nothing worse than a Filipina who's trying to encourage you. I mean, encourage your woman to break up with you and, saying, oh, well, you can get this in the divorce and all of that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing worse than that, man. That's a hard pill to swallow as well. SML says he heard the government is going to raise the requirements for bringing your lady over. Will online Filipinas get picky on who can afford them? Oh, that's interesting. We're gonna have to see how that cookie crumbles, my G, figuratively and literally. John Shan says, Doc, what does the lean times mean? Oh, everybody knows what them lean times mean. That means on nights when you wish you could have corned beef and rice, but you got to sit there and eat that top ramen that you can get from the Philippine local market for 7 pesos. Got to eat a couple of packs of them top ramen noodles, or what they call the Lucky Me, or those are my favorite brands right there, Lucky Me and the whole nine. Yeah, that's them lean times when you gotta do a lot of substituting just to make keep your stomach from meeting your backbone. Doc's pretty healthy now, but there were times. There were times when we've all been through it. Shout out to the homie Marquise the Great. Appreciate you coming through, my G. It's been a minute. I'm glad to see you in the building. He says he'll be traveling in the next 6 months. He'll be doing the world tour in Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, for sure. That's what Gio was talking about in the live stream last night, man. That was a pretty interesting topic or talking point that he focused on in that live stream the other day. Shout out to my boy Mr. Wonderful, man. I mean Dave Wise. That's my G. Dave Wise. I appreciate you coming through, man. I think I missed him. Okay, because you added somebody. That's why I didn't catch that, my G. I'm just checking it out. He said have to earn at least 46K and an additional 9K per child if she has any. That's tough, man. I think my boy Derek told me that too. He said, "Did you hear that they were going to increase the shit?" And I told him I didn't hear about it. But yeah, the homie Derek F told me too. He said he couldn't find anything after researching, but either way, it will change the outlook for a few good men, for sure, for sure. My man Lowland Profits was good. I'm gonna run through these chats real quick because I feel like I'm falling behind. My boy John Chan says, Doc, what do foreigners want? Low class social status women or Filipinos who are educated and have a good job. So why is it strange hypergamy? Why is it strange to think about hypergamy, to think Filipinas wouldn't want that too? John, you are 100% correct. My G. Let me throw that up on the screen. I found this little thing where I can show the thingy. I'm gonna see if it'll show. Oh yes, I gotta show that shit. Just read that one. What do foreigners really, really want? So let me tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Like a damn old school Spice Girl song, man. Um, Foreigners are intriguing, bro. They are very, very intriguing. I really can't figure them out at all. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't figure out. I can't actually. I'm sorry. What I meant to say is I can't figure out why foreigners are upset, or why foreigners would be upset if Filipinos want to, level up and upgrade themselves. I mean, come on now. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest with one another. I mean, everybody wants something out of a relationship. Tell me I'm lying. So if you get in what you want, to each their own. I mean, to each their own. So my man Pedro says you should go into NA. What is NA? Is that nursing? I'm sorry. Pedro, what does NA stand for? I thought it was nursing. That sounds pretty inaccurate. So please tell me what degree you're talking about with NA. My man Jared says we got 23 likes. I hope that number has increased a little bit more. So 40 watching, 28 likes. All right, I see it, but we could always do a little better. My man Marquis says I worked hard to get my status. I want to be choosy because of that. Never simping. Oh yeah, man. Don't get caught slipping on your pimping. I think you'll be all right. Himmy, you're funny, man. He's already been here. So if he's gonna make it home, I guess we'll see how that cookie crumbles, man. But again, man, there's plenty to go around. Why worry about what one person is doing, man? Remember that. It's always plenty to go around. And I always told myself, if Davao City ever gets too crowded, I already have my next destination in hand. And I think you guys should consider doing the same. Have a couple of places that you definitely want to hit up and then make it happen. All right. So, yeah. Let me read these comments real quick. I'm sorry. I'll be slacking. I know. Don't kill me. My man Black Torch says, University of the Philippines in Los Baños, or Los Banos. I'm sorry. And Diliman have genetics as a major. Okay, like I said, that's in Manila. I'm sorry, you know me. I didn't go to school in Manila, so I mean there are some universities that have it for sure. So my man Reggie Coleman says when you get involved with the Filipino, you should be asking her what can she bring to the table. Everybody should be asking that, but a lot of foreigners don't require that. That's a little something to take into consideration as well. You should ask that, but a lot of foreigners don't ask because I think they don't require their Filipino to bring a lot to the table. If you look good and you do that little thing that you like her to do, if she do that little thing that you like, I think you're willing to accept her for her being able to do that. I mean, and if that's all you require, just keeping it 100, I'm not sure how that's gonna play out for you in the long run. Because she may be doing that little thing you like for a lot of different people if she knows that move works. Whatever floats your boat, whatever tickles your pickle, my G. You gotta take it all into consideration. So again, you have to look for a woman based on something other than sexual desires, people. I don't believe, I do not believe that you should look for what a Filipina can do for you sexually. I mean, come on, guys. I shouldn't have to say it, but I'm saying it anyways because a lot of people don't necessarily, take that into consideration. A girl does a couple of things that blow your mind, and you're over here trying to trick out and simp out. And that's a dangerous thing. Dangerous thing. Gonna leave it at that. So you got to look at the situation from what else she can bring to the table, other than the fact that she does a couple of things physically very well. All right. But Reggie, appreciate you coming through, man. That is definitely something to take into consideration. What she could bring to the table. I know that a lot of guys know that. A lot of guys should know that, but a lot of guys don't talk about that. My man says when you bring all to the table and she just brings her pretty little ass, it makes you think. But a lot of foreigners don't think, Jedi. They don't think. They think, well, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. They think, but they think with the wrong head. You understand? They're not thinking, they're not thinking things through. They're not being, objective in their approach. They're being subjective with their approach. Like, well, she does this, she does that, but what else is she bringing to the table? When you don't ask those questions, it's a dangerous game you play. Because again, if a Filipina knows that all she has to do is this little thing and that little thing right there, then she gonna do the because she already knows you don't require her to do anything else. You know, so you gotta understand. You gotta understand, and you definitely have to take into consideration what you want in your Filipina. I think that's the question that you should always ask. What is it that you really want in a Filipina? A lot of people be like, a lot of people would be like, man, I want my Filipina to look good. My little petite 90-pound frame, nice little waist, small little body. And I hear that all the time. And I ask myself, gentlemen, I understand that because I want the exact same thing. I want the exact same thing that you do. But then I ask them one more question that they never get right. I ask them, what else do you want from your Filipina? Answer me that. What else do you want from your Filipina? Ah, man, she's got that nice little cute waist and the whole nine, man. I'm good, G. That's all I require. I'd be like, that's it? I said, that's all your woman can do for you. And I'm a little perplexed by that one. I mean, I definitely, it's funny to hear, but I definitely want you to tell me a little bit more than that. There's got to be more. It's got to be more. You got to want more for yourself. You got to want somebody who's going to stimulate your mindset just a little bit. She might stimulate the rest of your body, but what about having an intellectual conversation with your young lady? Don't you want a woman that you could talk to? Don't you want a woman that you can work with? That's what I say. A woman you can work with, not one that just works for you, but one that you can be your partner in life. A lot of guys don't care for that. Ask one person, as long as they spin very well, they're good to go. Not always the best thought process to take into consideration. Oh man. SML says most Westerners have a hero complex and they think they have to save them all. And if they do save them, they will love them back. SML, you're gonna get. I'm gonna show that one. Shit, my shit's all fucked up. All right, guys. I'm sorry. Let me get back to it. Just dealing with internet problems, guys. You know how the game goes. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get you back. But definitely, I'm gonna show that. My man, most Westerners have a hero complex, and they think that if they save them, they'll love them back. What a shame. What a damn shame. And it's true. I know a lot of guys who have that thought process, but I'm gonna leave that one be. Great point, man. Great point. Oh, Pedro was talking about genetics. You can study that in North America. Okay, I got you. My bad. I was like, NA. I thought that was actually a course and shit. I'm like, where the fuck can I find that course at? Oh, man. My man, MD says one of the chicks from Old Boys channel was pretty honest. Yeah, I mentioned that. MD, did you catch that? I mentioned that I preferenced an excerpt from that particular video. Like she was saying about, like I said, it's about opportunity. She said exactly what she felt and what she was looking for in a foreigner. And again, I have to respect it and give her credit where credit is due. She was brutally honest. I mean, brutally honest. And I dig it, man. I mean, that's what you want from a woman every now and again. Sometimes being honest is too honest. May hurt your feelings, may hurt your soul just a little bit. But at the end of the day, at least you get what you get, and she helps you to understand. I mean, I'm looking at it from an opportunity perspective, and as long as you know that, I mean, whose feelings can really get hurt because of it? Shout out to my boy NY Mets fan. I see you in the building, bro. Appreciate you coming through. My guy nigga my guy or guy B, wherever the good doc is reporting in the world today. Madaming, salamat salahat for all of you guys coming through and showing love. 37 in the building. Appreciate that. Doc's got to make sure y'all caress, molest, and de-stress that like button. I see we got 37 and 32 likes. You know what? I can live with that. Appreciate y'all for that. My man Reggie Coleman says, well, any man that deals with a female should require more than just looks and a pretty face and a body. You can get that from any female. Reggie, you dropping knowledge on these people today? You might have them scared because you gonna make them think a little bit, gonna make them think a lot. Say that one more time. Got to deal with a female that brings more to the table than just her good looks. I appreciate that, man. My man, I do not know your name. Is it Zesty, man? ZXX Zextasy? My bad, G. I got it all fucked up. But thank you for being here, my G. Appreciate you coming through. Scott, I'm glad that you're enjoying the live stream, my brother. I appreciate you coming through and listening to the good doc again. I know that Doc is known for being long-winded. So again, definitely appreciate you guys coming through and listening to me, rant and rave about the things that I believe to be true for my fellow gentlemen in this YouTube thing this YouTube community that preferences, traveling and dealing with foreign women. I appreciate y'all more than anything in this world because this channel wouldn't exist without you. So again, my thanks. The shit. Here we go. I got to get the words right. Giving you the content that I do is worth every bit of my time, man. I mean, it's fun for me. You guys make this fun for me. So again, if you guys ever needed me, just know that I'm gonna come through because that's what the good doc is all about, man. So my man Big Brother says, I think that's the game everywhere. Women bring beauty and youth to the table, men bring resources, generally speaking. Yeah. Generally speaking, for sure, because you may have situations that may be quite the opposite. Sometimes the gentleman brings his appendage or his extra leg to the table, and some women are just completely fine with that. I've seen that. That's the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. She doesn't require anything from her man, but putting it down when it needs to be put down. I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that for a living. That would make my life so much easier. But again, I don't have that kind of luck in life. My boy SML says, I don't know, Doc. He says, the most cleaned out I've ever been was from a Filipina. I almost simped out. Oh, Lord. You know what? And I understand why that was, though. The reason that was is because when a Filipina start treating you nicer than you've ever been treated in your life, you naturally just want to give them everything. I mean, it's easy to fall into that trap and fall into that gap. So got to be careful. Can't believe that you almost got cleaned out by a Filipina. I'm glad the word is almost and not did, because that would have hurt my feelings. I would have felt like I wasn't doing my job if I allowed that to happen under my watch. Damn. I said, Doc's over here trying to be the floor general, and I got my sergeant at arms and everybody fucking up around me. I would not be able to live with myself if I sat there and let my gentleman get tricked on, or get tricked out of their money, by a pretty-eyed, tight-framed Filipina who knew everything to say at the right moment in time to make you just blow your wad figuratively and literally. My man Scott says, I heard when coming to the Philippines, make sure your place has hot water. Very true. There's still a lot of hotels and condos where hot in the low-end hotels will you possibly run into that issue. That's it. If it's a low-end hotel, oh yeah, you'll be cold watering it out. So that's not common in hotels in the Philippines in general, Scott, but definitely in your more lower end hotels or the ones that are a little bit on the cheaper end, you may have to sacrifice hot water. They may only have one little spout. Get that cold water out, do your little bucket shower. If you come to the Philippines, I recommend doing the bucket shower. Just to say you did it. It's the only reason I recommend it. All right. My man Reggie says, right, they don't think, and that's why they get taken advantage of and get used and abused. When you don't think with the right head, man, it's definitely a dangerous situation. We got to learn from the lessons of others and learn from the lessons that we've been through. All right. Her family dynamics, because directly or indirectly that will affect you too. Kids, if any, parents, sibling, etc. Yeah, you definitely have to look at that and take it all into consideration. Make sure that make sure that you guys have a plan. I think that's really what's important. A lot of guys deal with Filipinas and they don't have a plan. Imagine that. Think about that for a second. I definitely want you to take that as a food for thought. You want to date Filipinas, but you don't have a plan for her. If you don't have a plan for her, or you don't have a plan that includes her, or a plan that includes everything that goes on around their particular variables that may potentially touch your pockets as well. That's what I will say. Potentially. I'm not saying that it will, because I would encourage you guys to date Filipinos that could work for themselves. But eventually, should you come to the situation where the money that you're earning is touched a little bit by a situation, you need to make sure that you're aware of that ahead of time. Make sure that, okay, I know my girl has three siblings, when they're all younger. So she's being the oldest, she's being probably looked at as the breadwinner, and probably sending so and so to college. That may be a possibility, something to think about. You understand? So again, you definitely have to make sure that you take it all into consideration. So John, that's definitely a great point to be made. My man Black Torch says his woman has to be hardworking. She has to be able to cook, clean, and take care of the children, take care of them kids. I'm with you on that one, man. But I'm kind of a dual income household dude. So me and baby girl gonna have to make it happen, Captain. That's gonna have to be a joint effort for the both of us. All right. He said in North America it would cost me 17,000 per year. In the Philippines it would only cost me 750 per year. Yes, sir. I got my doctorate degree for cheap, yo. I ain't even gonna tell y'all how much I paid for my doctorate degree. You'll be like, Doc, did you even go to school? Like, this don't make no damn sense. And it's the truth. It's weird. But honestly, in hindsight, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know this, but it's cheap as hell to go to the Philippines, bruh. I mean, it's cheap as hell to study in the Philippines. You would be like, Doc, that's all you paid for your doctorate degree, the last year of school that you had. That's literally the full amount that you paid. I think you would laugh at me. You'd be like, you tripping. Like, you're lying. First of all, people would probably think that I'm lying if I told you. I'm not going to tell you. I'm never going to tell you. But if you ever came to the Philippines and you went to my university, just ask them how much it is per semester. Might be a little bit more now since that was a couple years back, but a lot of you wouldn't believe me. But you say it would only cost you 750 US dollar per year. That sounds about right, man. I got my doctorate degree for the low, man. He would have thought that I bargained or negotiated my price for my doctorate degree as low as I paid, but that was it, man. I mean, there were 3 classes per semester. Did some summer classes, and through all the semesters, I probably paid. Nah, I'm not gonna tell you. I can't do that. I'm gonna keep that one a secret. My man Jedi says the Philippines to this day, I think, would resemble the U.S. in the 50s, well before my time. But from what I've seen in movies and heard from old time American men, uh, old time Americans, the man was the boss man. I mean, I agree. A lot of people have told me that, the Philippines, in reference to the US comparability, it compares to a time when, women still had respect for their men. They still took care of the man. They did the cooking and the cleaning, took care of the household needs. Man did his job, went out and, you know, basically earned that check. I've heard things like that as well. So you're not the only one who feels that exact same, preference, or feel that would be accurate in any sense for sure. My man Scott says, "Your Filipinas, as you said, you Filipinas have a weapon that most Western women have lost. They're still humble and know how to gas that ego." I wouldn't say gas that ego. I would say they know how to stroke. They know how to stroke that ego, and they do it so well, so well. Every man. I made a video about that, and people thought I was crazy. I said, in the video, that you got to be careful about Filipinas who know how to stroke the ego. And everybody was like, so, Doc, if a woman pays me a compliment, am I not supposed to take it seriously? I was like, no, but I'm not saying that that's what you should do. But I think you have a general idea when a Filipina is being real flowery with those words. When she's, back to back to back to back to back with them compliments, yeah, you gonna really tell me that everything is okay? I don't know, man. I don't know. Everything, I mean, you want everything to be true that's coming out of her mouth, but again, a Filipina said a lot of things that she got to make sure that ego was in check. So again, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what all of us men want anyways, to be treated like the kings that we are. And when we get treated like that, that wallet opened up real fast. That's a problem. But we live and we learn, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely live and learn. Okay, SML, you got me, bro. I see you now. That booty loo is dangerous, bro. Shout out to my booty loo crew in the building, man. I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome for sure. The homie Reggie Coleman, he says you're absolutely right that they do. Oh, that they do with the Philippines, or on don't have a plan for the Filipino. But you best believe that Filipina has a plan for you. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the words right there. You may not have a plan for your Filipina, but your Filipina has a plan for you if you're not careful. Of course, let's not act like they're all manipulative and all that shit. Let's stop. Let's stop the show on that one. Because again, we're talking about hypergamy and its existence in the Philippines. And if we keep pressing or pushing that particular narrative, people are going to go back to the idea that, oh, Filipinos only want foreigners for the opportunity. And I'm not saying that that is true. If you've been with somebody long enough, gotta be a little bit more love in there somewhere, Am I wrong? Come on, there's got to be a little bit more love in there somewhere. It's got to be more than just what you can do for. If you've been with her for a long time, I would hope. But if you're tricking and simping, and she knows that she can get anything that she wants from you, then you pretty much sealed your fate. That's the best way for me to put it. If she knows that she can get anything that she wants from you by just asking, you've pretty much sealed your fate. My man Hemi says, just remember those Filipinas flower up. A lot of people with their words, so you're nothing special. Man, you gotta love it though, man. You gotta be able to accept it for what it is. The flowery words, or them puffy words, man. Those words that sound real good. Definitely intrigue me, man. Scott, yes, I still like Davao better than Manila. I do. Davao, in my personal opinion, will always be better than Manila. I love Davao, man. That's home, bro. I can't take anything away from it. But what I do enjoy most is just being able to travel, man. Being able to see other parts of the Philippines when I can. And I definitely have some plans for this trip. I've been spending a lot of time in Manila. I can't front, guys. I've been spending a lot of time in Manila. I'm enjoying myself here. So I'm enjoying myself. So it's like, although Davao is home, I still have to open myself up to being able to see other places. I can't just say it's Davao or nothing, So for sure on that one. But yeah, for sure, man. Davao is still, in my opinion, better than Manila. Hemi, she's gonna do a lot. She'll probably hit you up with them actions, man. Don't get it twisted, man. Don't get it twisted. John Chan says, and that plan should be talked about before you commit to a relationship or marriage with the Filipina. Exactly. I can't tell you how many times I've sat down with my young lady and we've had talks about this. That way, there is no confusion. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing worse in this world than a confused Filipina. I think it's even worse and a whole lot scarier to be a confused foreigner. You got to lay the plan. You got to lay down a plan, something where you both can understand what you're trying to accomplish. Because I'm telling you, like my man said, Filipina have a plan for you. if you don't have a plan for her. So, if you just let things run rampant and, just let things or basically go with the flow, I think that's the absolute worst thing you can do. And I hate to say it, but going with the flow in a situation like this, absolutely worst thing that any foreigner can do. Ken, I appreciate you coming through and I appreciate you spending some time with the good doc, Dr. Mike TV, showing you some love, friend. I'm glad that you find my channel to be of good advice. I appreciate that for sure. Thank you for coming through and spending some time here. Trying my best to, carry the show because the show must go on. So, yeah. Anything you guys want to ask, any questions, any comments, concerns that you want to bring to the Dr. Mike TV channel? Please leave it here, man. I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys say. On my way out, I'm gonna give shout outs. And because this StreamYard thing is so cool that I did not know about it earlier, I didn't know that I could show the messages on the screen. I never tried it. So while I'm calling your name out in the shout out, I'm gonna put your icon up there. I'm gonna shout your name out and then I'm gonna put it up on the screen. That might take some time, so you might have to work with me on that one. But I plan on showing some love on my way out. So you guys make sure you see your name pop up on the screen and shit so that you can get your recognition from the good doc, Dr. Mike TV. Now, again, if I do become super fucking popular one day, which I hope does happen, and I get 100 people in the live stream, I'm not going to be able to do that for all 100 people. So, I'll call you out when I see you. But, I'm definitely going to do that tonight. We got a good audience here. So anybody who wants their shout out, man, you leave your comment here, and I'll make sure that I'll get to you when I get to you. So definitely going to make sure I give you that. So, Ken, thank you for being here. Reggie Coleman says, I'm sorry, John, I missed your comment. He says that plan should be talked about. Oh, I read that one. I'm sorry. I'm losing it, guys. Just give me a minute. So my man Reggie says, like I said, I don't trust her words, trust her actions. That tells you a lot about a Filipina. Oh yeah, man. I'm all about actions, man. If you ain't a man of action yourself, you can't expect that from your Filipina, though. If you're not a man of action yourself, don't expect that from your Filipina. Remember that. Got to be careful. You got to be able to lead by example. I think that is where, this is where things get interesting. All right. Doc believes 100% you got to be able to lead by example. Filipinas will follow you to the ends of the earth, ladies and gentlemen. And I say that from the bottom of my loins. If she loves you and she's loyal to the team and down for the call, she will follow you to the end of the earth. But you got to be one hell of a leader, man. You have got to be able to lead your relationship. You can't be no soy boy. You can't be no beta male. You got to take action. You got to let her know that you're in charge and that you really have a plan, that you really know what the fuck you're doing. Because any sign of hesitation, she might lose that trust. She might be like, this motherfucker don't know what he doing. And that's the last thing you want your Filipina to think about you. You've got to be able to lead by example. You've got to be that alpha male. All right? Jedi, much love to you, my bruh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like everybody's tired. I think Doc's done everything that he possibly could. So sending love to my boy Jedi. I'm going to run through these real quick. My boy John Chance, much love to you, my G. All right, my boy Reggie Coleman. Ken, I got you already, but I'm giving it to you. Hemi, you're funny, but we love you always. Scott, much love to you, my dude. Appreciate y'all coming through and spending time with the good Doc. Give me a minute. My boy SML, that booty loo does wonders and it does damages as well. Gotta be careful. All right, my boy Black Torch, I see you in the building, family. I'm giving you guys your love. Make sure you see your name flashing across the screen. John, I think I got you, but I'm doing you again. I'm just clicking buttons. Work with me. This is the first time I'm doing this. Shout out to my big brother from another representing. I'm much love to you, my G. My man, I think his name is Zextasy. G, work with me. I'm trying, guy. I'm trying. If you want your shout out, put it down at the bottom. I will flash your name across the screen just as well. My boy NY Mets fan, always a pleasure, my dude. Thank you for being here and being a part of the team. You come through, you show love, you likes up, and I appreciate that. My boy MD, appreciate the love and the support, family. Hope that everything is going well with you and the wife. I appreciate you guys showing up. Pedro, the big homie, much love to you all the way from Canada. My G, I hope everything is well. I heard that Hurricane Dorian was heading towards Nova Scotia, but that was like last week, so I'm a little bit late on that. My bad, but hope everything is okay in your area. Shout out to the OG, my boy Marquise the Great. Appreciate you coming through and showing love to the good Doc, man. You're awesome, man, and thank you for being here. I hope that life is treating you well. I hope when you make the rounds in Southeast Asia, you show your boy some love, man. Make sure you take plenty of pictures and plenty of video because I want to see it all. All right, shout out to the homeboy Jared is cool. In my opinion, you're one of the coolest. All right. Shout out to my boy Wizzle's Wonderful World, aka my boy Dave Wise. Much love to your family. Appreciate you coming through, and thank you for showing Doc some love over there in the masterclass. For y'all that aren't over there in the masterclass, yo, don't sleep on that. All right, I'm gonna plug that right now. Make sure y'all don't sleep on that. Shout out to the homie Lowland Prophets. Doc is always gonna keep it 100. You know better than that. Come on, man. What do you expect? It couldn't be anything better, man. I couldn't do anything. My boy John Bryan. Appreciate you coming through, showing love to the good doc, man. I'm just clicking comments, so if I don't click on the right one, you be all right. My boy, Mr. Smith and family, much love to you. I hope Manila is treating you well, my G. Always love from the good doc, Dr. Mike TV. My boy Akeem James, appreciate you coming through, family, and showing love to the good doc. My big brother from another, Frederick Mason from the great state of North Kakalaki. You know better than that. That's family right there. All right, the big homie, my best friend. You know, mentor, my boy Road Traveler, aka BGC Mike. I've been the knee, my G. You know, you got game and you got it in bundles, man. Doc is just here to be a follower, man. I'm just here to just follow the ways. Much love to you, man. Fellow traveler, man. Always a pleasure to see you here. Always dropping knowledge. Definitely bringing a lot to the Dr. Mike TV team. You're awesome. Appreciate you always. Oh, the homie JC Travels, man. I appreciate the support for the good doc, man. You didn't have to, but I appreciate you taking time to do that for me. And yeah, I might be $9.99 richer. Unfortunately, YouTube gonna get their cut, so I might be a little bit short. But I appreciate you showing some love and support for the good doc, Dr. Mike TV. Let me see if I got anybody else that I missed. I'll scroll down to the bottom. If you guys want to head out, or if you guys want your shout out, man, don't be tripping, yo. Don't be playing games with me. I am dead ass serious, man. I will put your name up here. Shout out to the homie Terry Edwards. Appreciate you, my boy Chaz Sullivan, aka Chaz in the building. Much love to you guys. Oh shit, my thing won't go all the way to the top, guys. If I miss names, and I'm sure that I did, and I feel disappointed. I know my man Anthony Avery was here earlier. I know I missed him. I'm missing some names, guys. I don't know why it's doing that, but I am unable to go all the way to the top, people. So please do not kill me. I am just a messenger. Doc is just the messenger. All right, let me scroll back down to the bottom. My man World Traveler says, Doc, just never get married. As the prize, you have a lot to lose. Touche, my G. There is always a lot to lose, man. I appreciate that one. My boy Big Brother on the way out, he says, is there an open university in the Philippines? I mean, a university that offers courses via distance learning. No, sir. Everything is on campus. There is no no distance learning, unfortunately. And I wish that there was like online classes and stuff like that. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist in the Philippines, man. That really does not exist. Joji, baby, how you doing? I'm sorry that you missed it, but thank you for coming through and showing love. If you do watch the replay, Joji, baby, don't get mad at me because I said some things in the beginning that may be not necessarily offensive to Filipinas, but you know, when we're talking about hypergamy, we're talking about the ideology of women who choose to marry for status and stuff like that. So, you know, we kind of had some topics in the beginning that might be a little bit testy for women, but don't take it the wrong way. Much love to you and thank you for showing up. I wanted to get that out the way early because if you read it back, you know, I don't want people to be getting mad and be like, Doc, how dare you talk about me like this? How dare you guys talk about me like that? No, I don't want that energy. Ken, thank you for supporting the good doc. I appreciate you. Welcome to the channel, man. I hope to see you soon. I definitely hope to see you back when we go live again, man. And thank you for being a part of the team. I hope that I say something that you can possibly take with you in your ventures if you choose to come to the Philippines, or your ventures if you choose to travel anywhere. I hope, sincerely hope, that I've said something tonight that touches somebody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible, okay? Let me say that one more time. I am hoping that I've said something that has touched somebody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. I think I want to touch you in the way in which you want to press charges on me. I want you to understand that Doc is trying to touch the soul, people. I'm trying to make sure. There you go. I missed you, bro. I didn't. There you go, my man Dewan Marquis. You were here early, bro, and you was waiting for the show. And thank you for coming back because I could not find your name, man. I apologize for that, but I see you now, my G. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being early, bro. You had that early attendance, bro. You was not gonna be called out, but appreciate you coming through. Uh, Shout out to the homie Kim Jong Barack, bruh. That high top, dude, that haircut right there is classic, man. I wish that I had hair, and if I did, I would wear my hair just like just like that. But shout out to the homeboy Kim Jong Barack, my man Tyrell Two Guns. Much love to you. The province is where it's at, in his opinion. I gotta read the question, guys. I'm so sorry. My man Big Brother says, I think provincianas, or provincial girls are more reliable than city girls if you are into the long-term relationships. Just my thoughts, and there are definitely exceptions to the rule. If you had to look at things in a general perspective, in the general sense, I would have to agree with you 100%. Provincial girls do provide, from the general perspective and general sense, they do provide a better opportunity at getting with a good quality Filipina. I mean, the women in the city, they have the tendency to be westernized to an extent. All right. So they have the ability nonetheless to be tainted, I should say. They have the tendency to be tainted by our side of the world more so than a provincial type girl. Most of them are very humbled, very loving. And we say that about Filipinas in general, but the city has a way of changing people. No different than Hollywood, no different than New York. You come from a small town area, you go to those big cities, they have a way of changing people. And I think the same rules apply in the Philippines. So you guys are hitting the nail on the head with the provincial girls. I think a little bit more humbled, a little bit more loving, a little bit more caring than your average city girl. All right. I did a video a while back, Davao City girls versus Manila girls or something like that. And I kind of discussed both of those. It was definitely the talk about city girls versus the provincial girls. Unfortunately, that video was like 21 minutes, I think almost 30 minutes. So it was just a lot of talking, much like a live stream. So you guys are awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. It has been real. I was waiting to see if anybody else popped up, but I'm seeing as though everybody is good to go and they are about to leave. So I know you guys have things to do. It's about 10:30 in the evening Eastern Standard. Y'all got to get up and go to church tomorrow. Yeah, so I ain't going to keep you on very long. With that being said, the good doc is officially out. At least nako, paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.